All right, you guys. So let's have a seat and get tuned in today. Just finding that nice straight aligned spine. The shoulders relax, the jaw relaxes. We take a big breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. And close the eyes. Take this opportunity to just check in with how everything's feeling in your body. Begin to breathe a little deeper and slower. Notice any thought processes, any emotions that you're experiencing. Notice what your energy is like. And then let's bring palms together in front of the heart, and we'll take a moment to just set a personal intention for practice. When you're clear on your intention, take a deeper breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. And we're going to go ahead and transition onto our hands and knees. Just kind of get the body loosened up a little bit today. So cat-cow stretches, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. When you feel like you're ready, go ahead and take your backside to your heels, forehead down for child's pose. Scoot forward into Sphinx, lengthen out the back. And we'll be taking our time with our practice today, holding poses a wee bit longer to make it somewhat yin-centered, lunar-centered. We have a new moon coming up tomorrow night, I believe. So we just want to kind of be really gentle and intuitive with our practice today. On your next exhale, take a downward facing dog. Of course, you can do any movements you need to do to get yourself eased into your down dog. But then once you do get there, try and find a little stillness. And then walk your feet forward, keeping your knees bent, and just dangle in ragdoll. Make sure your neck is relaxed. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Pardon me. So we're just going to get really rooted and grounded here in our Tadasana. You can let your arms come down by your sides for a moment. So just really spreading your toes and feeling the floor beneath you. Let a little bit of energy run through your fingertips. We're going to be working both sides of the mat today. So you'll be facing forward and backward at different times. But as I said, we're going to move slowly today and mindfully, always. So let's bring palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward, fingertips down. Look up, lengthen your spine. And then all the way back down again. So we're going to step back with the right foot. Hold the lunge for a moment. And then drop your right knee down. Bring the arms up and overhead. Let the pelvis tilt back, rib cage lifts, hips move forward. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Take your left hand to the inside of that left knee. Roll to the outside edge of your left foot and apply a little bit of pressure. Bring your left knee back up, left hand outside the left foot. Extend your left leg to get into your left hamstring. And then we're going to bend the left knee again. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Come onto that right forearm or a block, and maybe see if the left forearm wants to come down too. Now, those of you that want to work a little deeper in this position, you can turn the right toes back under and lift your right knee up, or you can leave the right knee on the ground. And we're going to come back up onto the hands and keep both hands on the inside of that left foot. If your right knee was down, go ahead and turn the toes under and pick that right knee up, because we're going to start, I told you we'll go slow for sure this first time. We're going to start walking our hands to the right, rotating the feet as we go. So now we're facing the opposite direction, one hand on either side of your right foot. And you're in a right foot forward lunge, facing the back side of your mat. From here, we'll drop the left knee down, raise the arms up and overhead, tilt the pelvis back, and let the hips go forward until you feel it on the front of the left hip. Bring just your left hand down to the mat. Your right hand is going to go on the inside of your right knee. Roll to the outside of your right foot and apply a little bit of pressure. Go ahead and bring your right hand down outside the right foot. Let's fully extend the right leg, flex the ankle and toes, heart pulls forward. Bend your right knee again. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Come on to your left forearm. Maybe both, maybe a block. And again, if you would like a little bit more of a challenge, you can turn left toes under and take the left knee off the ground, but you don't have to. We're going to come back up onto the hands. Both hands still on the inside of the right foot. If your left knee is on the ground, take it up, because we're going to go ahead and walk our way back to the other side of the mat and then step forward to our standing forward bend. And just hold that for a couple of breaths. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Look up halfway. And then back down. I want you to step back with your right foot, so you're in a left foot forward lunge again. Keep your right hand where it's at and rotate left hand up towards the ceiling. Left hand is going to come down, spin your right heel flat, and come up into warrior two. Left forearm on the left thigh, right arm reaches up and over for an easy side angle. Come all the way up and you can straighten your left leg. Right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over. It's kind of like a reverse warrior. Now you can keep this left leg straight and give it a little bit of a break. Those of you that would like to work harder, bend your left knee again and make it a reverse warrior with that left knee pressing out towards the little toe. Now from here, just come back into your warrior two. And this is where we're going to transition, so slow motion. Left leg straightens. Both feet are going to rotate to the right. You're going to bring your hands to the mat and swivel onto your left toes and look at that. Just like that, you're in a right foot forward lunge facing the back of your mat. We're going to plant the left hand on the ground and take the right hand to the ceiling. Right hand comes down, left heel spins flat. Come up into your warrior two on this side. Right forearm on the right thigh, left arm up and over, easy side angle. Come on up from that, straightening your right leg. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. Variation on reverse warrior. You can keep your right leg straight, or if you want to work a little harder, bend into that knee again. Come back into your warrior two. And then we're going to just transition again. Right leg is going to straighten, feet rotate back to the left, hands to the mat, right knee drops, left knee meets it, give yourself a tail wag. Those of you doing full-on vinyasas, this is a great place to start throwing them in. The rest of us are just going to take a child's pose for a moment. Scoot forward into Sphinx or Cobra if you prefer. And then we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, I'm going to have you walk your feet forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So we're going to go ahead and play with some interesting moving balance. If you know you're having a wobbly day, maybe get close to a wall. And if you aren't close to a wall and you're having a wobbly day, don't worry about it. It's all good. It doesn't matter. I have wobbly days too. So having said that, we're going to be transitioning through some different balance poses. Just do your best and don't worry about it. We're going to stand on the left foot first and bring the right foot up wherever we want it for tree pose. So that could be at your calf, your ankle, or up into the thigh. And we're going to have palms together in front of the heart, unless you're hanging on to something for dear life. Take a couple of breaths here. Now you have a couple of options. Your left arm is going to reach out to the left. That's a for sure. Option one is right hand grabs behind the right thigh and the right leg extends. Option two is right hand grabs big toe or ankle and right leg extends. Now, if you can, just switch your grip to the outside edge of the ankle or calf. Take your left arm up in the air and lean into dancer pose. And come on out. All right. Other side. So let's stand on the right foot. And remember, if it doesn't flow smoothly, that's okay. That's life, right? And it's all good. Left foot's going to come wherever you want it for your tree pose. Palms are together in front of your heart. We're here for a couple of breaths. And then same thing, it just depends on what you want to do with your left hand, but your right arm's going to go straight out to the right. Your left hand is either going to grab behind the left thigh and you extend your leg, or you're going to grab left big toe or ankle and extend your leg. Whatever you need to do, try and get that left leg out to the left. And if you can, you're just going to transition your grip to the ankle. The right arm reaches up. And we transition into dancer. And then go ahead and come on out of that. Nice. Come back to the front of the mat. Feet together, palms together. Big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, back down. So now we're going to step back onto hands and knees. You're welcome to give yourself a tail wag if you need one. Beginning with that half heart opener, you're going to bring your left forearm across the front of the mat. You can let your forehead rest on your forearm. Your right arm reaches forward. That right arm should be totally straight. And your tailbone reaches back all at the same time. And then your right armpit just kind of starts to drape down towards the mat. And then we're just going to switch sides. Right forearm across the front of the mat, forehead rests on it. Left arm extends strongly in front of you while your tailbone strongly extends backwards. And you let that left armpit start to just kind of sink down towards the mat. Come on out of that. Back up onto your hands and knees. And then we're just going to do that kind of kickstand variation up threading the needle. I'd like you to take your right leg out to the right. We're going to start on the left side, by the way. Right foot is flat. So you're going to take that right leg up a little bit towards your armpit. And so it's so important in this pose to keep your right foot flat. Don't just be on the inside of the foot. Let that whole sole of the right foot stay connected to the ground and the right leg is straight. Then you're going to scoop your left arm underneath you and just let it land. It doesn't matter if you can reach your right leg or not. So unimportant. You're on your left arm, just like normal, threading the needle. And then if you feel like you can, your right arm reaches up and you kind of roll your heart open. Bring your right hand back down. Come back up onto your hands and knees. You're always welcome to wag your tail if you need to. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. The left leg extends out to the left with the whole sole of the left foot flat on the ground. You want to slide the leg up a little bit towards the head end of your mat. And then reach your right arm underneath you. Come to rest on that right shoulder. And then left arm reaches up and maybe you roll over. Come back onto your hands and knees. Give yourself a little tail wag. You can take a full-on vinyasa if you want one. The rest of you, join me in child's pose. And then we're going to scoot forward into Sphinx. You're always welcome to do Cobra instead if that's a better option for you. And then downward facing dog. Really stretch that tailbone up and back. And then drop to your knees again. So from here, we're going to be just extending the right leg behind us. Right foot flexes. Lift the right leg into the air. And I want you to just stay here with both hands on the ground for a moment. If you can, look forward and really raise the right leg. I want you to feel your right glute and the right side of the low back working. Once you get all of that, if you feel like you can extend your left arm, go for it. But it's more important that that right glute is engaged. Bring it all back down to the ground. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg extends, foot flexes, lift the leg into the air. And then really lift the leg. Feel your left glute engage. And then if you can, you want to look forward. So you should feel the low back muscles and the left glute really contracted. And then if you can, you extend your right arm. Bring it all back down again. Give yourself a good tail wag. And then downward facing dog, straight into down dog. You can walk your feet forward, standing forward bend. And while you're bending forward, take your feet the proper distance for you for a yogic squat today, letting toes point forward and allowing the hips to drop. Now you might be supporting your weight on your thighs. You might be supporting your weight on the floor. Both of those are acceptable. 3 more breaths here. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, palms together in front of your heart, and we're going to turn sideways and take a nice wide step out. Toes point directly forward. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hinge at your hips and fold forward. Relax your neck. Reach those arms up, up, up for the ceiling. And then go ahead while you're still leaning forward. Release your hands to the ground. Walk both of your hands over towards your right foot. If you can keep your right leg straight, do so. If you need to bend it a little bit, that's fine. And then walk both hands over to your left foot. Same thing here. If you can, keep that left leg straight. Come back to the center. While your hands are still on the ground, let the heels move in towards each other a little bit. You can bend your knees slightly. I'm just going to walk your hands up onto your thighs and come up. So what you find yourself with is a relatively wide stance with your toes rotated out. We're just going to traction the back a little bit. Bend your knees, hands are on the thighs so that you can press against the inside of them. I want you to push against the inside of your left thigh as you look over your right shoulder. And then switch sides, press against the inside of the right thigh as you look over your left shoulder. And then come back up, straighten your legs, roll your shoulders back. And we'll meet up at the front of the mat, feet together, palms together. Big inhale, reach up. As you exhale, fold forward. Look up halfway and lengthen. And then exhale back down. Those of you doing vinyasas will take a final one. The rest of us are going to go ahead and drop to the knees and take one last child's pose. From child's pose, you'll move forward into Sphinx. And then from your Sphinx, you'll take one final downward facing dog. Really stretch the spine, reach the tailbone up and back, press those heels down. And then when you're ready, you can just walk your feet forward and have a seat in Dandasana. So we're going to extend the legs, make sure they're active, make sure we're on our sit bones and that our spine is straight. And then we're just going to check in for a moment with how the body feels. Reconnect to the breath. Notice any thoughts or emotions and make note of our energy. And then I want you to inhale the arms up, and as you exhale, just lengthen your body forward over your legs. And then relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, just stretch. Come on up from that, extend your legs nice and wide. Nice wide V. Feet should be active and point straight up. Yet again, lengthen yourself forward. So try not to round the back and hunch forward. You want to extend your spine as you lean out. Slowly walk your hands back up. You're going to just bring the soles of the feet together now. Initially, we're going to put our hands right behind the backside so that we have a straight spine, but don't lift yourself up off the ground. Knees extend out to the side and reach down towards the floor. And then keeping the soles of the feet together, I want you to slide them way out in front of you. And then reach out and clasp your ankles and just kind of nestle your rib cage down between your thighs. Come on up from that, extend both legs out. You can give them a little wiggle if you need to. Then we're going to keep the right leg straight and bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Just lean out over your right leg. Come on up from that, pick your left foot up, bring it on top of the right thigh, just above the knee, lean out again. And then we're gonna come up from that. Keep your left ankle crossed on top of your right thigh. Put your hands right behind you. Make sure your spine is straight. You're just gonna bend your right knee. So it's that seated figure four. If you need to scoot your bum up towards your right heel, do so. The whole idea is to feel this in your left glute. That's the buttock of the leg that's crossed. You can either keep your hands on the ground or you're welcome to reach around and clasp that right shin, but you should use it as leverage to continue lengthening the spine. We don't want to hunch around the spine here. We want to make sure that we're completely extended. Take a couple more breaths. And then I want you to go ahead and let your right leg extend back out and let this left foot slide all the way across so that the left foot is flat. Now we're going to twist to the left. So you can either just hug this right knee with the left hand behind you, or if you want a deeper twist, right elbow outside, left knee or thigh. Ideally, spine is straight and long. You're twisting to look over left shoulder. Right leg is still active. Rotate back around, extend your left leg out. You can give both legs a little wiggle if you feel like you need to. And then make sure you're still on your sit bones. We're gonna do all that on the other side. So you're gonna keep your left leg straight, bring right foot to the inside of the left thigh, and then lean out over that left leg. Come on up from that, pick your right foot up, bring it on top of your left thigh, just above the knee, lean out again. And then come on up from that, hands are right behind you, push into the floor for that straight spine, and then bend your left knee. And then you decide, if you're already feeling this in your right glute, you're perfect. If you need to scooch up a little bit, scooch up. So you can also clasp the shin and use that as leverage to continue lifting the chest and pulling it forward. You should feel this in the buttock of your crossed leg, so that's your right glute. From here, we're gonna go ahead and extend the left leg back out. Let the right foot slide all the way across till it's completely flat on the floor. And then we're gonna twist to the right. So you can either hug your left knee or bring left elbow outside that right knee or thigh. You're looking over your right shoulder. Unwind from that, extend your right leg out. Give your legs a good wiggle. Good. And then from here, we're going to go into a quick boat pose. I'm going to go ahead and spin myself around. So what I'd like you to do is grab behind your thighs and lift your chest so that your back is really straight, and then lift your feet off the ground. And then extend your arms. And maybe this is it. This is a great place to stay. Keep lifting your chest for a straight spine. If you can, you go ahead and extend the legs too. Be careful not to round your back. And then put your feet flat and just see if you can take a really, really, really long time to roll yourself down. Once you're all the way down, hug your knees in. Rock side to side. So the first thing that we're going to do is just an IAT band stretch, outer hip stretch. Go ahead and put your feet flat on the mat with your knees bent. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex the foot. Right foot stays on the ground. All you're going to do is drop your right knee over to the right now. So what we're trying to do is get the whole sole of that left foot flat on the floor. When you get that, you're going to use your right hand and press against the inside of your left thigh, where you're going to keep the whole sole of the foot really flat. Now, if you're here doing this and you're not really feeling it, what you can do is shorten the angle at your right hip. What that means is your left ankle stays crossed, but your right knee moves a little closer to your right shoulder. You press against the inside of the left thigh, you keep the left foot flat, and you should feel a subtle sensation in your left outer hip. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring the legs back up, and you can just uncross your left leg, put the left foot flat on the mat again, pause for a moment, both feet are flat, knees are bent. And then we just switch sides. Right ankle crosses left knee, flex that ankle. Drop your left leg to the left. You want the entire bottom of your right foot touching the floor. That's so important. When you get there, left hand is going to press against the inside of the right thigh. Now, again, if you're not feeling it, your left knee just moves a little closer towards your left shoulder. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the legs back up, uncross them again, both feet flat. And then from here, we're just going to go straight up into bridge, which is our inversion today. We're going to be holding it for a few breaths. I want you to do the best you can. But remember that if you have back issues, you can maintain a neutral spine here and still get some of the benefits. So, big toes touch, heels separate. We begin with the hands, palms down, flat by the hips. Once your hips are up, you're welcome to interlace your fingers underneath you, but only if you can get your arms straight. So I see a lot of people tweaking elbows and wrists doing this sometimes. Your arms have to be able to go underneath you straight, or you shouldn't be interlacing the fingers. So here we go. Let's lift the hips. Lift them even higher. Lift the rib cage. Lift the hips a little higher. And then if you want to interlace your fingers underneath you, again, your arms should be straight so that you can roll onto the back of the arms. That's purely optional. Keep the entire sole of each foot flat on your mat. No tippy toes. And then we're going to slowly lower down. Hug the knees in and rock side to side. From here, we're going to keep the left knee hugged in and extend the right leg all the way out. Just hug your left knee for a moment. This is wind relieving pose, Pavana Muktasana. From here, we put the left hand on the inside of the arch of the left foot. Your whole left arm should be inside your left knee and thigh. Try and get a 90-degree angle at your left knee and then pull straight down, relaxing the neck, flexing the foot. So if you have to grab your ankle instead of your foot, that's fine. The idea is in this pose that you should feel it in the back of your left thigh. That's your hamstring. You might feel it a little bit in the glute and low back. You have to apply a tiny bit of pressure here. You're not just hanging onto your foot, you're kind of pulling on it. And go ahead and extend your left leg as straight as you can get it, whatever direction that is, right? And then once your leg is as straight as you can get it and your foot is flexed, you're going to apply a little bit of pressure pulling it towards you for a hamstring stretch. Now, if you're doing this and your knee is bent, forget about it. You want to do it with your leg really straight. So we never lock out a joint that's loaded, meaning that's carrying our body weight or any other weight. But when it's not loaded, like your left leg that's up in the air right now, you want to straighten the leg and flex the foot to get the most benefit. And then we're going to hug that left knee again. And just transition this into a gentle twist to the right. So we just bring that leg across the body, open the left arm out to the left, and turn the head to the left. Now, if you need to make this a little bit gentler, please just bend both knees. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, come back up and hug your left knee as you exhale. Bring that right knee up to meet it. Give yourself a nice side-to-side rock. We do all that fun stuff on the other side. Keep your right knee hugged in. Extend your left leg out. Just hold your right knee for a moment. And then we're going to come into the right half of dead bug. So your right arm is going to reach from the inside to grab the arch of the foot. Try and get 90 degrees at your right knee. Make sure you're applying a little bit of pressure. And remember, if you can't grab your foot, you can grab your ankle. It's okay. You should be feeling this primarily in your right hamstring. And we're going to go ahead and fully extend the right leg. That means your knee is straight. And then you flex your foot and then you grab whatever you can reach and apply a little bit of pressure. Remember, you do not want your right knee to bend. And then we're going to hug the right knee again. And transition into a twist to the left. Right arm opens out to the right. Ideally, your palm is facing up, your head is turning to the right. And if you need to modify and make it a little gentler, you bend both of your knees. Couple more breaths on this side. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come on up. And as you exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Bring your left knee up to meet it and rock side to side. From here, I'd like you to reach down and grab the outside edges of your feet and wiggle around a little bit in happy baby. Just see how things are feeling so far. Most of your physical practice is over. So as you're exploring in happy baby, if you find that there's a particular pose that you feel like you need, that you didn't get, this is a great opportunity to take it. We've got about 5 more breaths here. When you're ready, I'd like you to bring your feet flat to the mat, ankles and knees together. We're going to do a little bit of that rhythmic hip rolling. So as you exhale, let both of your knees drop a little bit to one side. And then as you inhale, they slowly come back up to center and continue as you exhale to drop to the opposite direction. I want you to just really go with a nice, slow, smooth, fluid breath. That way you'll have nice, slow, smooth, fluid movements. When you feel like you're ready or when you're even, you're going to let the knees drop open, soles of the feet together. And then we're just going to lengthen the low back. So as you inhale, flattening your low back, pressing the back into the floor, holding it while you continue to breathe. And then on your next exhale, release and let that natural curve come back into your spine. One more time, take a deep breath in, flatten your back, press lumbar spine into the mat, hold it while you breathe normally. And on your next exhale, release again. Begin to extend your legs. Separate the feet to whatever distance feels really good today. Maybe roll the legs in and out and then let them flop. Double check that your glutes, your hips are comfortable. That your stomach is soft, your low back is relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Hands are down somewhere below shoulder height. The neck is relaxed. Eyes are closed. Forehead is smooth. Jaw is somewhat slack. Take a deep breath in. And a big exhale through the mouth. Give your body permission to relax. Allow your control of the breath to relax. Trust your body to do what it does so incredibly well, which is stay alive and thrive. Thankfully, each heartbeat and each breath happens without our input, and that's a very good thing. So just allow yourself to let go here. And we're just going to work our way from the inside out with appreciation for this body that got you through your practice today, this body that has gotten you through your life so far. We are steeped in the idea of self-criticism, when in fact we should be steeped in the idea of self-gratitude. These bodies that we have been gifted to live in are phenomenal. They are works of art. They are miracles of science. Let's have some gratitude for the bodies that we currently inhabit. And I would like for you to start with your heart muscle, this heart that has been beating for you so far your whole life. Gratitude for every beat. Gratitude for any future beats you have coming to you. Gratitude that this amazing, tireless organ pumps blood throughout the body so that oxygen and nutrients can be delivered to every single cell and so that waste can be removed. Gratitude to the lungs for bringing in air. Breath is life. Gratitude to the lungs for life. Gratitude to the digestive tract, beginning in the mouth. Our teeth that chew our food, the enzymes present in the mouth that already begin the digestive process before we swallow. Our stomach, which breaks the food down. Small intestine, which absorbs the nutrients that we need. The large intestine, that also continues to absorb a little bit, but also helps us eliminate what we don't need. The nutrients that we get from our food that go through the digestive system are what literally repair and build our bodies. Gratitude to the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, the pancreas, all of our other visceral organs that have such beautiful specialized jobs and do them so well. Gratitude to the muscles and bones. They are how we move. Gratitude to the central nervous system that controls the muscles and bones. That includes our brain. Gratitude to the autonomic nervous system that controls our breath and heartbeat, all of the involuntary actions. Gratitude to our sense organs, our eyes, our nose, our ears, our mouth, our fingertips. Gratitude truly for this entire body. Gratitude for the skin, for holding us all together, for being our wrapping, for being the largest organ that is both sensory as well as respiratory, and in fact can sometimes be excretory. How about gratitude for our consciousness that is aware of this body? Begin to move the fingers and toes a little bit. Testing out this amazing, amazing body that you're in. Deepen your breath. As you're ready, take a deep inhale, spread the fingers and toes. Exhale through the mouth, relax them. Even deeper breath in, stretch. Exhale and relax. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And then press yourself up into sitting. So as you come to your seated position, try and find that nice, steady, straight, aligned spine. And because we have a new moon coming, we're going to do a lunar breath that just increases lunar energy because it is lacking at the moment. If you feel so inclined, you can do a mudra that kind of enhances that, which would be with your left hand, you would touch the tip of the ring finger to the tip of the thumb and just let that hand rest on your left knee or thigh. With our right hand, we're just going to take the first two fingers and put them in the middle of the forehead. So we're going to be doing a variation on Chandravarana, which is a lunar breath. As I said, you're going to be inhaling through your left nostril and exhaling through your right nostril every single time. So you're going to use your right thumb to block your right nostril, breathe in through the left, and then you'll use the ring and pinky finger to block the left as you breathe out through the right. Okay, so you just get to go whatever speed works for you, but try and make them slow, full breaths. All right, take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils, and then every single breath, you're going to inhale through the left side and exhale through the right. Off you go. Complete the breath that you're on, and as you do, just let your right hand rest down. Keep the eyes closed and take this opportunity one more time to check in with your body, your amazing body. Check in with your breath. It should be very soft and even about now. Check in with thought processes, emotions, and energy. And we're going to slowly bring palms together in front of the heart. Just taking a moment again in gratitude for our bodies. We really are so fortunate. We so frequently take these bodies for granted. We must not. They are amazing. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Palms to the forehead, reminding us to be present. Palms to the lips, reminding us to speak our truth. And palms to the heart, reminding us to keep our hearts open, to always be kind, compassionate, and unconditionally loving, and that includes towards ourselves. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.